All right, and we are live. What is up, everybody? I'm Ross, and this is Sid right over here, and we're part
What
of
up? What
the
up?
That Heartbreak Hog podcast. Yes, sir. You ready for this, Sid?
All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah. So we need to quick disclaimer here. Heartbreak Hogs podcast. This is about breaking the other team's heart, not our own hearts. We're changing the narrative here in the state of Arkansas, especially in the football program. We're excited about a winning season, right, Sid?
Yeah, there's two sides to this. That's Ross's perspective. There's a pessimist side in me, which is going to be the hearts are going to be broken for us, like always. So we
Hey,
got an
man.
optimist and we got a pessimist.
Exactly. Well, this should be fun. Let's kind of start off with Sid. Do you think that Sam Pittman is going to make it through this season?
Man, it's going to come down to, I think so. With my predictions, I was looking at the whole schedule, I think he
Mm-hmm.
does. But when it comes down to the middle of the season, we'll know for sure. After our home game stretch,
Yeah.
if we don't have the wins that we need, I mean, he's already on the hot seat, but like it's gonna be even hotter.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
His seat is scorching. Um, so what about what do you think is the game that he has to win, or if he loses that, it could be potentially his last game coaching the Razorbacks? What about like Oklahoma State? Do you think Oklahoma State, if we lose that one, that it starts there, or do you think that it's that stretch immediately after we got A&M, we got Auburn? Um, does he have to win one of those three? When do you think it would be if he were to be let go during the season? Where do you think that happens?
I don't think it's Oklahoma State. I know a lot of Hawk fans will be upset if we lose that one. And we should win obviously the easy ones, but I don't think it's the first 3 games.
Yeah,
Oklahoma State, Ark, UAB, UAPB. These
yeah,
games we should win. Even if we lose Oklahoma State, I
right.
don't think he's on the hot seat. But yes, SEC comes around. We got Auburn, we got A&M. After those two, I mean, the
hmm
seats getting
And then we
hotter,
got
and
Tennessee, and then
um,
LSU.
yeah, and we got that home stretch. You're right,
Right,
Tennessee,
right.
LSU. So
Man, we cannot get embarrassed at home this year.
that's gonna be
Like,
key as well, yeah. I mean, great home games this year, right? Like
hmm
Tennessee, LSU. Um,
right. Yeah, so
yeah.
it looks like we're going to Oklahoma State, then we got a nice so UAPB, Oklahoma State, UAB. Man, I hope we're 3-0 by then. Um it would be nice to get a nice road win, and then we've got at Auburn, and Auburn just what was that? Like, man,
Man,
last year Auburn just, man.
it's gonna be, I mean, that Auburn game is gonna be key. I think that
Right.
I do think though. We'll talk about it a bit later in terms of when we go through game by game basis, but
Right.
that Auburn game will be one of our tougher games, if not the toughest one this
Mhm.
year, in my opinion. So um, there's I think this year's a revenge game, revenge tour for a lot of these teams that I have, including us, of course. And we can't do better. I mean, worse than four games, right?
I
Like,
sure hope
I
not.
hope not. And with this schedule, with a new team,
Yeah.
with Petrino, with like think we can do better. And um, that's what my hope is. That's what all the Hawk fan hopes is.
Mhm.
Um, so let's see. Let's see. I think UAPB is going to be a good start, right? And
Yeah.
it has to be. It's the
It better
right
be.
now. Right now, we're just
Yeah.
predicting. I mean, right now we're
Right.
we're guessing on all these games, but
Yeah,
UAPB is going to show us how this team is stacking up, especially in that
right.
first half.
In the offensive line for sure. I remember last year, I think it was Western Carolina, we could not run the football. And that was kind of concerning because it was like, hey, this is a team that we need to be able to run the football against. We need to be able to, our offensive line should have no problem against these guys. And they struggled. And that was, it was kind of the beginning of the end, I think, because that really showed that we were behind in the offensive line. And I still remember those press conferences after that game and a few other games that Sam kept getting asked, what's up with the offensive line? And he was like, hey, this is week 2, week 3, whatever. It is what it is. But it was like, it never got fixed. So I expect to see if we have any hope for this season. The offensive line has to absolutely dominate UAPB. We've got to establish the run game for sure. And some people just they don't realize this, but Petrino does run the football. So if we're not able to run the football in the UAPB game, it's not that Petrino doesn't run the football; it's that we can't run the football.
No,
So
that's very true. I mean, you said it, like those two key factors are going to show up, and we're going to see it very very clearly in the UAPB game. Offensive
mm-hmm.
line and running the ball. Offensive line garbage last year. So,
Yeah,
and we don't have KJ, right? So we need Taylor Green to get some time in the pocket to be able to move around, to make decisions. We need to
mm-hmm.
see him what he does when he's able to make decisions. And
Right,
then under pressure too, which will come in later games, but at
yeah,
least we'll get to see how the offensive line stacks up, how the running game stacks up, because we should be able to run these against the UAPB. We should be able to run it down their throats.
right.
And with our two running backs, they're gonna be able to prove that they can do that the first game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, do you want to start? We can go game by game, and we'll get to the predictions. And as we're, I guess, each of us are choosing win or loss, we can kind of decide, okay, this is a pivotal game for Sam to keep his job, to keep going, and things of that nature. So
Let's. Do you have a full record for the season before we start, or no? A win loss,
you'll
like
know by the end of this.
all
You'll
righty,
know
all
by the
right,
end of
all
this
right.
prediction game by game. I
Well,
may
I know
change up a
you. I
little
know you.
bit.
I know you're optimist side. It's going to be undefeated
Hey,
season.
it's gonna be 12-0, baby. 12-0. No,
I I
I'm
I
just
know
kidding.
you.
Hey man, as much as I want to say it, we'll see. We'll see.
I'd be
So
surprised if yours isn't higher than mine, but let's see. Let's see.
all right, Sid, let's start off with the UAPB game and let's look at the spread here. We've got a 49.5 point spread as of the time and day of this recording. The over under is 57.5 points. You think the Hogs beat the spread? Do you think they beat the over under? What's your take on this?
So I'm still reminiscing on last season. I do think this is a dominant game for us, but
Yep.
my pessimist side is saying that we are under and in the total, and then we don't beat the spread. And
Okay.
I think I got the game at 49-6. So
Okay.
that's still a dominant game, but it's not beating the spread.
You're going to wait and see it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see the first game how it goes.
So I've heard UAPB is bad. They lost a lot of their team over the year and they finished close to if not last in their conference last year. Um Man, we have to beat this spread. I think even Chad Morris's teams. I know. I'm sorry I brought that up. One of Chad Morris's teams beat the spread against. I think it was Northeastern Illinois, something like that. Northwestern Illinois. I think it was Northeastern Illinois. This is like a Northeastern Illinois team. We should beat the living you know what out of them. No offense to UAPB. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But this
Yeah, you
should not
did.
be even close. Hey, easy now. Um, this. we should beat the spread. Obviously, I've got a dub on this one. If we don't beat the spread, that's very concerning. I guess you're already on that track of you're very concerned about where this is going to be heading. In my opinion, if we don't beat the spread, that's very concerning. What do you think? Do you think that there's still hope if we don't beat the spread? Do you think the spread, like beating the spread, is necessary to feel good about this team? Or do you think it's just week one is going to be weird and you can't judge it?
Listen, I know that this team is not that great, but I think I, that doesn't determine a dominant game if just in case just because we don't beat the spread.
Mm-hmm.
I think a dominant game is shown by what we see out on the field. As long as we see that they're the clear winner, even if they don't beat the spread,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a win in my book.
Okay.
Our defense and everyone, I mean, it's a first game. Usually it takes a couple games before everyone is kind of meshes together and learns how to work well with one another outside of practice.
Right.
Um, and I think as long as, and I do expect it to be a dominant game. Don't get me wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see a dominant game and let's see a mesh. But in my opinion, I do hope obviously that we beat the spread.
Yeah.
But I think even if we don't, and it's a dominant game, I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm still remain hopeful for the season.
Yeah. No, I don't see anything wrong with that take. I get it. Um, week one is week one, right? But for me, I'm still like, if we see issues with that offensive line, it's not going to just take a week to fix it. I mean, the offensive line needs to, they need to look like all stars against UAPB. I want to see some highlights. Like, I want to see some offensive line highlights, you know? Like, I want to see big, yeah, some, some big holes in the, that the offensive line is creating for the running backs. And I want to see some big plays. I want to see big run plays. I want to see at least like a 50+ yard run play, multiple 20 and more TDs, you know. Uh, this
See,
offensive line needs to dominate, man.
see, I still think we can do that with I mean, with my score prediction, we can
Mm-hmm.
still see it. Defensive side is going to be key too, right? It's
Right.
not just offensive side. Defensively, we need to see that we can't let a team like UAPB score even a touchdown on us.
Right.
If we see that, that's what's going to worry me more than the offensive side of the ball as
Right.
well. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, so yeah,
Yeah, the defense to me is a little concerning. I know T Will, he got a lot of praise for last year for correcting some things. Like our secondary, obviously that was a great improvement. What people don't want to talk about last season is how our defense folded in the second half of the season. Um, and we also lost like all of our linebackers.
yeah.
So I'm interested to see how did the linebackers look, and then also if we start out strong on defense for the first half, let's finish the season strong on defense. I get there were different circumstances last year, you know, whatever, but still the defense folded too, and
Hmm.
you know, let's not overlook that. So let's just complete this season. Let's start off strong and let's end strong on defense. Oklahoma State, I'm not impressed with them. They got absolutely slaughtered by South Alabama, 33-7. They then the next week they lost to Iowa State at Iowa State. They got obliterated by UCF, and then the Longhorns, you know, beat them pretty bad in the Big 12 championship. So basically, Oklahoma State barely skated by some of the games that they won, and then whenever they lost, except for one of their losses, their other losses were blowouts. So I think Arkansas is going to win this one. I think they should win this one, and I will be a little disappointed if we don't win this one, especially like by 2 scores. I'm not convinced that we're gonna win a close game, so that's why I'm saying 2 scores. If it's a close game, I don't trust them. So I gotta see it. Now I hope it might be a good thing to win a close game, but it might actually be better to watch it
So
two
so
scores
you got either dominate us dominating them,
or
or
lose a
if it's a
close
close
one.
game and then it's us losing.
I
So
don't think we get
so
smacked. I don't think we lose this by a lot. I think we either
Okay.
lose a close, heartbreaking one where there's maybe a bad call, like usual,
I
or
see
where we
that. Yeah.
just we just you know crap the bed. You know,
I see that. All right. I mean, we're on par with our accuracy. Your optimist side dominating this game. My
yeah.
pessimist side, us losing a close game.
I think we win around 35-24.
35-24. Okay.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll just see. So, but that, yeah, man, dude, Oklahoma State to me, I don't think they're really that great. They're not that impressive to me. Um, yeah, I think the Big 12 is booty cheeks. So I just,
I mean,
yeah,
like, we got to think about. I know it's hard. Every year is different. We got new players. We got a new team, but it's hard to go back to last season, not to look at the last season, right?
right, right.
And see the record, see the devastating losses, and think
Hmm.
that it will be. I mean, it's the start of the season. Every football fan
Yeah.
is amazed with their team. They think they're going to go undefeated, but
Nobody's
looking at
lost.
it, nobody's lost. We're all
Yeah,
undefeated.
except for Florida State. Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa. Y'all still want Norvell? I don't think so. But
uh,
yeah. Okay, so this
so,
is where you're 1-1 and then I'm
sure.
2-0. All right, UAB. I hope we're on the same road on this one.
So listen, no, I'm just kidding.
And
No, 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 no.
this is
Oh,
our first home game. This is in Fayetteville.
this is our first home game, and this is gonna be a dominating win for me. I'm sure you have them dominating even more than me, but this is one that I'm gonna say it. This is just one that we avoid an upset. This is one that UAPB, of course, it's a walk in the park. Knock on
Yeah.
wood.
Yeah, yeah, right.
UAB, UAB. I think this is one that we prove to the Hawk fans that we can avoid upsets. We can still dominate in front of our
Mm,
crowd. We can do well,
right.
and and outside of that, I mean, 35-10 is my score
Okay.
prediction. I have them scoring a little bit,
Yeah.
but I still think it's a dominant enough game where they're proving to us and they're avoiding an upset. I don't think this. I think the spread will be even higher when it comes out,
Yeah.
but I think this will be something that will keep us on our toes, just as the Heartbreak Hogs do.
Hey,
Um,
easy now. We're changing the
but
narrative around here.
but I think this game will change the narrative.
Okay.
So
Well,
let's see.
yeah, yeah, I agree with you for the most part. I am actually a little nervous about this game. It gives me a little bit of Liberty vibes. UAB is not sometimes, man, they come out of nowhere. Those Alabama teams, sometimes they're better than you think.
Oh
And
yeah.
I feel like that they're going to come by and they're going to come up swinging, and I hope that we swing back. I hope we're prepared for it. Especially if we come off of a loss. I'm very nervous about this game. If we come off of a loss, I'm very nervous about this game. If we come off of a win, I think it carries over. I think that it adds confidence. If we come off a loss, I feel like that could be really draining. Because if we lose that Oklahoma State game, Sam Pittman, the pitchforks are coming for him. Um, I don't think anybody expects that he'll be fired after that game if they lose, but I think that they're going to be starting to gather. They're going to be gathering the pitchforks for him and saying, "Don't be here next year." It's going to be the vibe, and there's just going to be a lot of drama, especially if we get blown out. If we get absolutely blown out by Oklahoma State, um, I have a lot of fear for this game. So I'm not as optimistic about this one as you are. So
Okay.
because I have us beating Oklahoma State, I'm going to say we win 42-10.
42 to
Now,
10.
right. Now, a different scenario, if we lose to Florida State, I think
Oklahoma
that
State.
score, or it's Florida State, wow. Oklahoma State, thank you. If we lose to Oklahoma State, that it's going to be a much different score, in my opinion. And I think that we could possibly lose that. And I think that if we lose to Oklahoma State, we will either escape UAB by 1 to 2 scores or lose. So, yeah, I mean, we'll just see. That's kind of my take on it. But
Yeah, just to add on a little bit to that. I get your perspective. I just think even if it's a close loss in Oklahoma State, I think that's you're playing in front of your home crowd for the first
right,
time, and sure, the pitchforks might be out for some Hog fans after losing to Oklahoma State, but
yeah,
I think if you lose to UAB, I mean that's where the pitchforks really come alive.
that's what I
So
mean, though. It's a perfect setup for it.
So I
I
think
just
I
think that
think
it
in front of the home
is.
crowd, it's going to be hard to. I don't
It,
see us losing.
yeah,
Knock on wood.
yeah, right. I just and again, I'm not saying we are. Now, I'm just saying that this game, don't overlook it, and maybe a different outcome than what people are thinking. So, with that being said, let's move on to the Auburn game. And yeah, and I guess just we'll do our picks based off of what our record is. We won't put too many hypothetical situations. We'll throw a couple in there every now and then, but mainly let's do our picks based off of what our record is that we have us at, or what we have the Hogs at, each of
Sure.
us. So you're at 2-1.
I'm at
I'm at
two and one.
and I'm at 3-0. So you can go first. We're going to Auburn,
All
Alabama.
right. So this is a loss for me. This is a loss for me. This is our first away game. We're coming off of a dominant-ish UAB game after winning at a home game. We're just going to an Auburn team that is going to. I mean, Arkansas is going to be looking for revenge, sure,
Mhm.
but I think this Auburn team has got the experience to and got the better team to beat us, and a match so that this is hypothetical, right? It's this
Yeah.
I this is all predicting for the season that our team will be perfect in the O line, perfect with the running backs, and we don't know that until the first game. And so, unproven Arkansas, with me, this prediction is going to be us losing 34-31. And this is because we're unproven. Now, after I
Yeah.
see them the first game, my opinion might change. I think a lot of people's opinions will change after
Mhm.
the first few games. But this is when we start into our our team as a development. I mean, it's the first game, that SEC game, and it sucks that I have them losing. But I think this is one that is going to be that heartbreak for us. Now, what do you have?
Similar answer. Except I think it might be a little worse. Um, I can remember few, if any, games that we beat Auburn. We just don't beat them. And I don't know what it is about Alabama teams. That's what I'm saying, dude. UAB, don't overlook them. Don't overlook them. But I don't think we have a chance. I think I actually think it might be ugly. I think Auburn could win by 3 or more scores. We don't play well against Auburn. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's Missouri. They just never show up for that Auburn game. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So what do
and
you
we
have the
just have
score?
terrible luck. We have terrible luck
That
there.
too. I mean,
Oh man, I mean, I still that one Bo Nix fumble, whatever whistleblowing catastrophe that went on with those referees, still haunts me, and that would have been the
yeah, I
only
mean,
Auburn win that I would remember. Like that's the only
I
one that I can remember.
Yeah. I mean, this us like I know we both have it as losses, but us winning this game, this would be the true momentum, like
Yes.
for a game
I just
season
don't see
changing.
it.
Like, I don't either, but I mean, I
Yes, but
think
I agree with you.
this is a game where I think they'll have tricks up their sleeves to do whatever and
Yeah.
whatever we can to
It
try to win
yeah.
this game, and that's what I think will make it close. And could make it close in our favor, could make it close not in our favor,
Yep.
but I think that's this is being the first SEC game. Us
Right.
always losing to them will be the key factor in this
Yeah.
revenge game.
Yeah, I think we could lose as bad as 42 to 20 something, like 24, 42 to 24, 42 20
42-24. Okay,
27, something like that. Um, you can write me down for either of those scores. So I'll just
I
lock to
got you.
24. I'll lock to
All right,
24.
I got you.
42 24. And I got to
The
see it.
roles have reversed.
Yeah,
Roles have reversed.
I got to see it. I got to see us winning that before I'll, count on it. It sucks to say it, man. It really does. I would love to beat Auburn, and I agree with you too. Is if they do beat Auburn, I think it's going to be a bigger deal than the nation is going to make it. To the national media, they don't expect much from Auburn. They actually expect us to be in that game already. So, I think it's going to be a bigger deal than they're going to make it. If we beat Auburn, I think that might introduce a very successful season, actually. But I don't think it's going to
For
happen.
sure.
But hey, man, I hope I'm wrong. I hope
I
we're
hope I'm
4-0,
wrong. I
baby.
hope. I mean, 4-0
All right.
would be great.
Now let's get to the cursed game here with Texas A&M.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, who would have thought Jerry's World would be our worst place to play, right?
I mean,
So
this we have some history. We've been to this game together.
yeah, we
We've
have
been
some
a
history
couple
here.
times, and we've
Yeah,
got some history at this game.
I know. I've been to like I think 3, maybe 4 of them, but so I'll start off with this one here.
Yeah,
I think Bobby Petrino is 3 or 4-0 in
he's
Jerry World.
undefeated.
He's
Yeah,
undefeated. I don't know the exact number. It's either 3 or 4,
yeah,
and it's 2 or 3 with the Hogs and 1 with A&M.
yeah. I
So
think it's three, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's three. But yeah, undefeated is. You're right.
right, yep. And we'll put in a little correction there, or whatever. You'll see the real number.
Unless I'm right.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Um, anyway, yeah, I think that actually I'm taking the Hogs on this one. Um, I think that on my prediction of being, we're going to be, what was it, 3-1? Yeah, 3-1. I think they become 4-1 here. I think that the Auburn game is going to be a setback, but it's going to be, in my book, the first loss since they beat Oklahoma State, which means they're still going to have life in them. It was a road game, and they're going to come back. They're going to be, pissed off. Really, their backs are going to be against the wall. I think that in the last game in Jerry World, I think the Hogs take it just because of the Bobby Petrino factor. And so I'm going to say that we actually win by 2 scores. I think that we're going to win 30, 34 to 21.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, so I got them winning. I got them winning this game.
Let's go.
This is where
Let's
the revenge
go.
comes in. This is where the revenge season I talked about a bit earlier comes
Look at
in.
this.
I
We're
mean,
taking the same highway on this one, Sid. We're taking the
this makes them
highway.
three. This makes them for me 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Not terrible,
Yeah.
not bad at all.
Yeah. This is a good win. This is a good
And
win.
this is a great win. I think that this will be still close because Jerry World always close. We have fans that travel very well from
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, and then obviously A&M fans travel as well. I think that's very split crowd. I think this game has always been close, but the interesting thing that I saw about this game is this is the last Jerry World game that they're going to
Mm-hmm.
have. This is the
I
very
agree.
last game, and in Jerry World
Yeah.
that they're going to have. And that's what makes this a revenge game that has to close the book and has to close Bobby
Mm-hmm.
Petrino going undefeated, knowing they're a team
Yeah.
and just outsmarting them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean A&M isn't going to be right in it as well. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean to me that both these teams are going to fight till the very end, and it's going to come down to a field goal. It's going to come down to who gets the last ball, who gets the opportunity to kick that field goal. And I think that's us. And I think that
Really?
this game goes to 27-24,
So you
and
think we
it's
win a close
still
one by a field goal, huh?
by a field goal. And I think it's 27-24. We're all on our toes, and the revenge chapter is closed on this, and we close it at the top.
I'd love
I
to see
think
it.
I
I'd
think
love
this
to see
is
it.
last game with Bobby Petrino. We got him for a reason. I think this is the reason. I think
Let's
this is
heartbreak those
why
Aggies. Let's heartbreak them.
this is why
The
this is what I
narrative
want to see.
changes. The narrative changes here on this game.
If
Let's
any
go.
game were to change the narrative for us for the heartbreak,
Yep.
it's gonna have to be for this game. I mean, you know the heartbreak. We've experienced it. We've
Yep.
seen it live. We've
We're
traveled and
putting it
we've
on
come back
A&M.
on the sad drive, and we've just
Oh, terrible.
um, this has got to be it. This has got to be it.
Yep. Let's send them on a shorter ride of despair. We always had to take the long ride, But
Yes.
ah, yeah, because of their annual home game. Anyway, let's go to the next one. We got Tennessee at home. And it looks like, yeah, that's a week. And let's just clarify here real quick. Any buys? Um, doesn't look like that we've had any
So
buys yet.
so talking to 10, I know where the buy is, but this
Okay,
I'll
it's
go on
after
this
this game. The
first.
first buy is after this one.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go on this first because
Okay.
this game Tennessee's coming off bye week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
huge. I know we're going to be a little bit beat from the A&M game, from the win that we had. We're going to
From the
be
win.
we're going to have the momentum, but we're going to be a little bit
Yes.
hurt, and Tennessee's going to be fully healthy. I know it's a home game coming back to Arkansas, and that's huge. And I really want to beat Tennessee. That's one school I wanted to go to. I want to beat Tennessee,
Yeah.
but I think they're just going to be healthier. I think this team, that Tennessee team, hasn't beat us. I saw that they played us 3 times in this decade, and they haven't beat us. So I think that this is a revenge for them, and I think that
Mm,
they beat us in this game. And I think it's just because we're not as healthy as coming from that A&M game. And I think
that's a good point.
that we lose 24-31 in this game.
Yeah.
I changed your mind?
No, I've been on the fence about this one.
Okay.
Man, Tennessee is such an unknown for me. I don't know if Tennessee is going to be good. They're hyped every year. And sometimes they're kind of at that hype like where they're good. They're never great, but they're good. And like they beat Alabama, one year. Here's the thing, man. I don't know if we're going to be that really good home team. I know we should be, but after last year, our worst losses were at home.
That's true.
And I just don't see it. I don't think we beat Tennessee. And I think this one could get ugly. Um and I think it could get ugly for two reasons. I think if we win, we're going to come off a super high nine. We're going to be media darlings from the A&M win, and we're just going to get a reality check from Tennessee. They're not going to be coming into old four-loss Arky. They're coming into a good Arkansas team if in that scenario. And I think they take it seriously. Arkansas still on cloud nine. Boom, gets knocked back down to reality. And I think it could get ugly. I think Tennessee could score up around 40s, like 45 to 27. And it's just these types of teams that Arkansas plays, that the way Tennessee is built, they just run over Arkansas teams. The way this Tennessee team is built, and now say that we come off a loss to A&M, the scenario is the same. I think that it's a slow decline, like slow. Let's see here. There we go. It's a slow decline. So, um, I just don't see us winning this game, and I think that it could get ugly.
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be there on the field. I mean, on the in the
I know
crowd.
you
Like I
will.
got great season tickets. I'm gonna be yelling
Yeah.
my ASS off. But let's see. Let's see. I think. I mean, right now I have it as a 24-31 loss, but I think I'm slowly even changing my mind. Either it's going to be a dominating win or a dominating loss. And
Okay.
Tennessee coming off a bye. The only thing that makes me think that we have a shot is, I mean, our history against them. They haven't beat us in the last decade, and I think this team is going to be motivated to keep it at that.
Yeah.
But let's see. This would be a huge win as well, if we do in front of this crowd. But and I will be cheering, man. I will be cheering loud.
All right. Same here, buddy. Same here from that couch.
You'll make it to one of these games.
Hey man, hey, if we start out 4-0 or something, I may have to. So
Yes,
it
sir.
just
Yes,
kind of just
sir.
has it just depends, but we'll have to wait and see, right?
I got a
Okay.
ticket for you. You got to do it.
All right, man. If you got the ticket, I'm coming through. All right, let's get on to this next one. This one would be a good one for me to come through at. Um,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
LSU. Speaking of buys, guess who has got a buy?
Yes,
Oh, that's
sir.
right. The old Woo Pigs. Yes, sir. We've got a bye before this game. It's at home. Give me Arkansas. Give me Arkansas. Um, I think they get it together over the bye week. Just after the Tennessee L. Hopefully it turns out to be a W, but I think it's going to be an L. I think they get it together over the bye week. I think Sam still has his job at this point. But I think we beat LSU. There there was a lot of drama for the LSU game last year. When LSU's come to Fayetteville, they've snuck out with wins, very lucky wins. Um, Arkansas has just had really bad luck. I think that they turn it around. I think they beat the Tigers, and oh man, wouldn't that be nice if it was like the Brett Bielema year, whenever it was 17-zip, we just zipped them
Dominate.
up,
Yeah.
just zipped them up. But no, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that give me a close game, a close win. I'll say that we have some clutch time in this game, and I'm going to take us 24-21. We're going to win by field
Okay.
goal, game winning field goal. Um, yeah, that's what I
All
got.
right. All right. That's um not close to mine, but but I have them winning this game. I have
Let's
them winning
go.
this
Come
game.
on, Sid. Let's go.
I've got them winning this game for a few reasons. Us coming off a bye, yes, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
But revenge. Again, I'm going to keep coming back to this word, revenge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a revenge game for us. And I think we're going to be more motivated than ever to win this game at home after especially losing to Tennessee. This game is something that we want after the devastating close loss last year. I
Yep.
think we're in it to keep. We're going to be looking forward to potentially even this game more than Tennessee, and I think that's why we might even lose Tennessee.
Mm.
We overlook them because of
Yep.
this game, and this game is something that I don't think we dominate as well, but because this
Mm.
LSU team is good, and I think, but the home crowd advantage coming off a bye, healthy, keeps us in this game and keeps us close. I do think it's a high scoring game because LSU can put up points,
Yeah.
and I think we can. Us being fully healthy, I think we can put up 38 on them, and that's why I got them at 38-35. Us again,
Mm.
winning by a field goal like yours, but
Yeah.
I think that this is a high scoring game that wins it in a revenge, and
Mm,
38-35 is what I have.
okay. I'm gonna stick with mine. But that was very convincing. That was very convincing. I do like the idea of a high scoring game. I just kind of think this one might be different. You know how like everybody was expecting the Ole Miss Arkansas game to last year to be higher scoring, things like that.
Yeah,
I think this one is just going to be a surprise. And also sometimes weather for this game can be really cold, can be
that's
raining,
true. That's
and
very
it's
true.
just yeah. Well, I guess it's not in November. Usually the LSU games are in November. It's October. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably going to be higher scoring, but I like that we both got that 3-point victory.
Three
Let's
point
go.
victory, and I think this game is one that could be between my score and your score, depending on
Mm-hmm.
how our defense does how we feel out the defense is doing the first few games. I mean, this is right in the middle of the season. This is gonna be where we know if we're an offensive team or a defensive team or both. I mean, this is where we know where we shine, and our scores. Hopefully, it still remains the same, where we still win by 3. But I
Okay.
think this is the middle of the season where we'll know before this game.
Okay. And so I'm assuming we both still have Sam as the head hog.
I do, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go
So
to
far I am at 4-3.
okay. That
So
makes me four, five,
winning
and two.
record, it puts you at 5-2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, make it 6-2 because we
Okay.
ain't losing to Mississippi State again. That's just not going to happen. No way. Um, if Sam still has his job by this time, if we're even remotely close to 2 or 3 losses, right at that, we're not losing this game. We're going over there. We're taking care of business, and we're going to win an ugly one on their or ugly for them. It's going to be an ugly loss for Mississippi State. We're going to win by 3 scores. It's going to be 42-20.
Okay. I like this. I like this. When we're on the same page, I like this because I
Yep.
also got them winning this game. And
Yep.
I I have I mean, we have to win this game. Like you're right. Like this game coming off of LSU, we're gonna be hyped. And Mississippi State, I mean, they've got a new coach and
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, this is a revenge game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like this game we have to win. I know
Have
it's
to win.
away. I mean, Enos got fired for a reason. Like this is something that we have to win, and I think it's a dominating win, like you, not as dominating as yours, but still, my score was 34-23.
All right.
Not bad,
Can't argue with it.
but
Can't argue.
not bad, but I mean, we got 11 points on them, and I think
Yep.
an away game that's solid.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah, Sid, this is good stuff right here. All right, let's go to the other Mississippi, Ole Miss.
So 5-3,
So
six
this
and
is at
two so
home.
far.
Yep, and this one's at home. And
Ole Miss.
we don't lose to Ole Miss at home. It's a tradition of ours. We don't lose at home to Ole Miss. And Pittman has not lost to Ole Miss at home. So um, I'm taking the Hogs. We don't lose to Ole Miss at home. It's not gonna happen. Well, oh man, knock on
Knock
wood,
on wood
knock on
right
wood.
now.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
Come on
sorry.
now.
Don't come at me. Don't come at me.
If
Um,
you're watching this, also knock on wood.
yeah, knock on wood. All right, boys. But in all
And girls.
seriousness, yeah, everybody in the audience, knock on wood here. Hogs by 90. Whoa.
Whoa.
So yeah, let's do. I'm taking Arkansas on this one. Ole Miss was supposed to slaughter us last year, didn't. We made it a bigger game. Arkansas shows up for this Ole Miss game. We show up again this year, and we give them the wood. We bring the wood to them. So we send them packing back to Oxford. Losers. Okay, so yeah, I got the Hogs on this one, and this is another 3-score victory. I don't know if you guys remember that there was one year that we were up 42-3 at some point against Ole Miss, and I think this was about 2-3 years ago. This was the year that we went to we played Kansas in a bowl game. Um, yeah, I've got us beating them 52 to 34. 33. I think Kiffin tries to start
Okay.
going for two and they don't get it. So I think
Okay.
it's going to be, they're going to have some weird score because Kiffin starts doing something weird. 52-33.
All right. That was pretty convincing. But there is a
Oh,
there is
no.
a but. There's a but.
Hey, no. Take the highway with me, buddy. Take the highway.
We got it. I'm not flying on cloud nine just yet. I got this as a loss. I got to stick
Hmm.
to it. I know it's home, and that was very convincing. I I mean, this is going to be a tough. This is going to be the heartbreak for me.
Okay.
This is the truest heartbreak of the season for me, and like a home loss to Ole Miss because they have more talent, because they're better cheaters. They will win.
Hey, man, we're not
And
talking about LSU. We're talking about Ole Miss.
I know.
Hey.
They still cheat, and that's here and there.
Yeah.
Um, but I think this is a true heartbreak for me, and
Okay.
I have it as a 27-31 with Arkansas loss, and not. I mean, 3 points always hurts, and we know this from last season, and um, not terrible. We're already better than last year, right? We've won
Yeah.
5 games. We're already better than last year with a lot of games to go. So
Hmm.
5-4 is not terrible, but
Okay.
I think this is a loss for me. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're right, and we remain undefeated.
Oh boy, that means I'm 7-2.
You're 7-2, which
You know what's really scary? You know what's scary? I'm about to be 8-2. Horns down, baby. No, we are not losing to Texas at home. Do you know how many people called me during the last Texas game? I was on the road coming up to Old Fayetteville, and I got all of these phone calls telling me Texas was back. La 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 la. No, we're not losing to Texas at home. Sark said it best. We hate Texas more than we love ourselves. I think this is true in this game. Sark's going to try to rile up his troops at Texas, but they're not going to understand. They're just not going to know what's about to happen. And they walk into a hornet's nest. Arkansas is pissed, and we beat them. And I think this one actually will be a little closer. I think we win a close one against Texas. I think they will give a fight, but I think we win a close one, and I'm going to take the Hogs. I think this is in the 20s. I think it's going to be 27-21. I think we win by 6, and it's going to be some weird situation where I think Texas is going to have a last-second drive to win the game. And we're going to intercept it in the end zone and win the game, baby. Give me the Hogs. Give me the Hogs. Oh, okay. We're 8-2, man.
hey, where do you live?
Uh, Austin, Texas, baby. And I'm going to go all over town yelling, woo, pig, suey, all night long because the Hogs are taking this one.
Man, I was there with at the last time they played Texas on Dixon Street,
Mm-hmm.
and
You and me both, brother.
and the blackout was real. After that win, I
Oh, it
mean,
was
during
awesome. It was
watching it at
awesome.
JJ's, like we were running around and the running
Oh,
around the
man.
whole restaurant, just jumping up and down.
Yep.
I mean, I know you're from Austin. Like, I know how big of a Texas fan you are.
I'm not.
And that game was an all-time high for me. That was peak. That was amazing.
Oh,
That was
same
just
here,
that
dude. I hate
atmosphere.
those Longhorns.
That atmosphere was just electric.
Hmm.
Electric.
Yeah.
Which is why it hurts me to say this.
Oh, don't do it.
It
Don't
hurts
do
me
it.
to say this.
Oh no.
But I think this word that comes through me this whole schedule, this whole season, and it's coming back. It's a
Don't
revenge
do it.
game. It's a revenge game for Texas. And I think Texas wins, and it's gonna be sad. It's I
It
don't
will.
want it to happen, but this will be your biggest heartbreak.
I
This will
know.
be a heartbreak for me, but I know how much you hate Texas, and this will hurt, but this has
Yeah.
got to be the revenge game for them, for me, and this is going to be that comes down to talent and how much talent that they have. I know the home crowd's going to be there. I know the home crowd's going to show out, and if we win,
Yeah.
you better believe they're rushing the
Oh.
field again.
Oh
You
yeah,
better
yeah, yeah.
believe they're rushing the
Hey,
field
and let's
again. You
knock him
better
out of the
believe it's going to be
playoff.
the
Knock
electric.
him out of the playoff.
I
Get him out of
mean,
there. Get him out of there.
I
So,
mean, I think that's why it hurts me to say this, but it's a loss, and we
yeah.
lose 28-34.
I get it, man. I get it.
We
It's all
lose
good.
28-34, and I think the season still is gotten better than last year, and I think the season still is great. I think this puts Pittman on the back on the fence again, and this
Hmm.
this this gets the pitchforks out again.
Yeah.
But I think so far he's done okay enough where it's a few pitchforks out there.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. So my brother, he's a UT grad, and I've been able to, as bad as we've been in football, I've been at least been able to hang that over. At least we've been able to beat Texas. You know, with how bad the Hogs have been, at least we've been able to beat old Texas. So I hope that continues. I think it will continue. Um, but yeah,
Hey,
we'll
you
see.
can bleep
I
out the
get it.
words, right? You can bleep out the bad
Oh
words.
yeah.
All right, Texas.
Oh man. He said it. He said
All
it.
right.
All right. Well, let's go. Can't believe you, dude. I just can't believe you.
I had to. I mean,
I get it. I get
so
it. So what's
I
that? Is that
still
5 losses for you right now?
so we are at 5 losses. We're at five
Ooh,
and five.
I can't believe I'm at 2, dude.
I'm at 5-5 right now.
Okay. So I don't think we need to stick on this one very long. I think regardless of win or loss in the Texas game, Arkansas hosts Louisiana Tech and we get the win. I don't think we should overlook Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech is one of those teams that can come out swinging and they can break some hearts. Um, I think we win that one 35-10.
I agree with you. I mean, I think they will come out swinging. I think they're going to score 3 touchdowns. But that's not going to be enough. And we score 42 on them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's 42-21. And for me, it's coming off back-to-back losses. It's going to be Pittman's going to want to win one just for his sake. If we lose to
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana Tech, I mean, I told you, like, the pitchforks are out, and that's after Texas. So Louisiana Tech has to be a must win. And even if the Tech comes winning,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's 42-21, and it's just a revenge game for us just to come from back-to-back losses to win this and dominate and show that we can.
Yep. Okay. The last game of the season, Mizzou.
Last game of the season.
This is Missouri. So I've got 2 takes on this. If we are at 3 or less losses, I'm at 2 right now. I don't know if that actually happens, but if we are at 3 or less losses, Arkansas goes into this game against probably a 2-loss Missouri team. And I think that the winner of this game could potentially get into the college football playoff. Missouri, I think for sure would. Now, I don't know for sure what their losses will be. I don't know exactly their schedule, but I do think they have some big games that 2 losses on there. They should still have 1 or 2 good victories. Um, but I think if Arkansas is at 3 or less losses, they win this game. I don't know how they do it, but they win this game with because of the stakes high. If they can get to that level of 3 or less losses, they win this game and they change the narrative with that Missouri rivalry. I think that and we're going to use my prediction here or what my game count here.
Yeah.
I think that we win a close one, and I think it's going to be a nail biter, and it's going to be 35-32. Arkansas wins, and the chance of going to the playoff or just outside of it. That's how I see it. I can't believe I just said we're beating Missouri. Going into this, I was like, there's no way, but this scenario just popped in my head just now. I think that's the only way, but if they have more than 3 losses, Missouri is going to obliterate them. I don't think it's going to be close. But yeah, that's my
So
take. So we
so
finished 10 and
just
2.
10-2. Okay. The optimist. All right. So let's go. Just like you're from Texas and you're from Austin, I'm from Missouri. And my schedule so far is what? Six wins. But as I'm from Missouri, I want them to beat Mizzou so bad. And I think we will. I think
Okay.
we crush their dreams. I do think they are in the playoff hopes. And I think
We take them out.
Arkansas crushes their dreams and we take them out.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
And
Wouldn't that just
and
be
that's a
great?
win, right? Like you
Yes.
as soon when you hear that, that's a win. Not just for me hating Mizzou, but that's a win as for all Arkansas fans has to be. And
Mm-hmm.
we're playing at Mizzou. We're playing there, and I can't remember when we won last at Mizzou. And
I
like,
can't either.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I can't
just to
either.
crush their dreams at Mizzou with their whole home field when they think they're going to make the playoffs will be so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I will be very joyful if this happens, and I think that's why this is a revenge game. We beat them at Mizzou, and
Mm-hmm.
we crushed their dreams. And I got them in a close game, nail biter, like always, like Arkansas always does, in a
Yep.
24-21 win. I don't think they score as much,
Baby, let's
but I do think they go 24-21 and we win. And we go 7-5. 7-5 is not terrible.
go. Okay.
Coming from 4 games win last year, 7-5 and having some good wins,
Mm-hmm.
not terrible. Is Pittman still on the fence? Yes. And this is something that is going to make it tougher for everyone if we should keep Pittman or not
Mm-hmm.
after winning just getting 7-5. But I
Yeah.
think it's got to be a huge upside, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we've had some key wins, and with my predictions, we've had some key wins. We've had some key um, takeaways where we should
Yeah.
look forward to the next season. But I think 7-5 is what I'm going with.
So here, yeah. So here's the thing: we kind of got to figure out where do we keep Pittman, and do you keep him at 6-6? He loses that Missouri game, goes 6-6. Do you keep him?
He is. I wouldn't keep him. I
Yeah,
wouldn't keep him.
I
I'm
agree
gonna
with
say
you.
it. If
I
I'm
agree with
not
you.
like as much as like I've rooted for him and I've wanted him to do well. I know he's got the hate behind him,
Yeah.
but I want to keep him if and he needs to prove it this year. And if
Mm-hmm.
he goes 6-6, that's not really proving it. That is just showing that you've had a few better games and you did a
Yeah.
little bit better, and maybe because of changes and whatnot, but you haven't really proved yourself at all. And
Yeah.
that 6-6 versus 7-5, huge difference
Right.
in my
So
opinion.
what if he goes 6-6 but wins the last game at Missouri?
That's what I have. Well, I got 7-5, right?
Yeah, you've got 7-5. So what about 6-6 and a win at Missouri at the end?
A win at Missouri. Again, it's going to come down to if he crushes their hopes and if Mizzou is in that playoff, if they are in that playoff scenario, that's going to make me joyful. But I think it's too little, too late. Almost all
Okay.
still. I think just at that point, he would have been on a thinner
It'd
fence.
be a nice
Um,
little retirement ceremony of at least you won the last game. Now it's
Right,
best that you
exactly. At
resign or
that point, he
something
would
like
be
that,
too thin of a fence. But if he wins, as I predicted,
where the
the
fan
back to
base would
back
be
wins,
okay, parting ways, if you will, where it's kind of like, okay, we're moving on, but thank you for that last win kind of
right? It's
thing.
not gonna be it's not gonna be a Chad Morris.
Right.
It's
Or a
it's it's
Bielema,
yeah. It's
yeah.
gonna be a good parting and like you tried, but this is a
Time to move
program
on.
that can do well and
Hmm.
can do better and will do better.
Yeah.
And we gave you a shot, but you weren't able to prove it.
Yeah.
It's just going to come down to that.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat with you there. I actually I have a hard time with 7-5 wanting him back. Now, do I think that they keep him with 7-5? Probably. Am I going to be happy with that? No. I think that we should be an 8-win program, and it's his fault that they dropped from being an 8-win program. They got there, and then they dropped, and there should never have been this big of a have to climb back up, in my opinion. We should never have been here. So the ceiling should not be 6 or 7 ever on a 4 or 5 year coach, ever.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree. I mean, I agree with your first statement as well in that the 7-5, they it's going to be hard to get rid of him at 7-5.
Yeah.
Um, I think what's going to be interesting is how Bobby Petrino does. How he, I saw that he's going to be on the field. He's going to be calling the plays on the field instead of sitting up in the booth like coordinators
Yep.
do. And if he is doing, we'll be able to see how much he's doing on the offensive side as well. If he's like, hey, get out of the way, Pittman. Let me do my thing.
Right.
Let me not run it, do a shotgun on fourth down. Like let me call my plays, and we see those
Yep.
plays. I mean, some of those plays last year, what like the most predictable plays, and
Oh my
like
god.
I could have been a child and just predicted those plays.
Uh.
Um,
Yeah.
so I think it's gonna be close, but if that's 7-5,
Yeah.
I think gets us to a bowl game. So if with that bowl game, let's like see how he does in the bowl game, and then
Ah, man, dude, bowl
um,
games don't mean anything anymore.
I get it, the
It does
12,
look nice as a
but
win or whatever, but even and then if we lose the bowl game, even worse.
this is true. But then what? We're at 7-6. Technically, like with the loss in the bowl
Yeah.
game, it just puts them back at the where you're out of here. You didn't do
Yeah.
enough.
I don't know,
Um,
man. Yeah. You got to win 8, man. You got to win
I
8.
okay. Eight is your number, huh?
Yeah, that's my number, but I think that they keep him at 7, unfortunately. But if
You got 10 though. You got 10 wins.
yeah, but I was about to go over that real quick. So let's go over our
I
predictions
mean,
real quick
you
because I've
started
got some
a
clarification here.
okay,
I need
okay.
to add some clarification. I've got some coin flip games.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oklahoma State
Sure.
coin flip. We don't know what's going
Sure.
to happen there. So that could, change mine from 9-3, 10-2. A&M coin flip. Tennessee coin flip. LSU coin flip. Are you catching on here? Ole Miss coin flip. Texas coin flip. Missouri coin flip.
So you're telling me
This
you
could
got
this could
no
turn from this could go from 5-7 to 10-2.
All right.
11
I
and
mean,
1 at the best. 11 and 1 at the best, but I don't see 11 and 1 happening. But I guess 10 and 2. I literally picked my ceiling. So
I
10
know
and
how
2.
much of an
So
optimist you are. I know. And
look, here's the thing, man, is like Arkansas's got the resources to be good at football. We've got top 10 facilities. We have a booster club that it's not number 1 in the nation, but damn it, it's up there. And like people say, oh, it's hard to recruit in Fayetteville. Go to Oklahoma, OU. They're not in some big recruiting watering hole in their state. It's in a better situation than Arkansas, I guess, but they're right next door to Texas, just like us. You're saying we can't go to Texas with all these students now? When we went to the University of Arkansas, a quarter of the students there are from Texas. Why are we
but
not recording? Why aren't we recruiting in Texas better? So that's my rant on that. I think that we're better than people think. I think that we have more resources than people think. Look at what we did in basketball. When we wanted somebody, we went and got him. We can do that in football. Get Jerry, get out the checkbook.
I'm gonna
Jerry
say
wants
this. You're gonna
somebody, he
bleep
can go
this
and
out
get it.
though. I get the checkbook thing and everything, but like, I'm gonna bleep. You're gonna have to bleep this out. But no one wants to come to a team.
Yeah.
Like, this is why if we're able to even remotely prove ourselves, I mean, basketball, right? Even though we had a bad year and we were able to change it, but we weren't a terrible team.
Yeah.
We were not a terrible team at all. But
Yeah.
football, they have to show something. They have to be able to. No one wants to come, even if they're not going to get a chance to prove themselves if they come here. And um, right now, they don't want to come here, even if the money is there. And so, if Arkansas is able to prove themselves remotely this year, I do think that the money comes with it. I think the
Yeah.
money is already there, but the money will bring people. But our us proving that we can win
Yeah.
remotely without money will be the true factor in how good players we can get, how well can do the following year.
So this is where I'm going to shatter that argument.
Sure.
I agree with you. Depending on the coach you have in, that it's nobody's going to want to come to a crappy team. You put somebody, not I'm not advocating for this guy, but if you put somebody like Urban Meyer on that head coaching seat, you think he's not going to be able to go get 5-star athletes out of Texas? Get out of here. He can go in there and get 5-star athletes. It depends who the coach is. We get the right guy in here. He can walk into Texas and grab anybody he damn well pleases. All right. I'm telling you, we can do it. The issue is we haven't put the
Does the
right
right guy
guy in
want to
the
come
chair.
here?
I don't know.
May
We got
There's
Cal.
enough money. Don't
We
like
got
Arkansas.
Cal. We
The
got
money,
Cal.
I know, but we before
Do you know
Cal,
how
who
much
we
we're
had.
paying Cal? Do you know how much money Cal's getting for NIL? We
I'm
ain't
not.
broke.
Arkansas's got
Our
unlimited
alumni
money.
ain't broke.
Exactly, they've got unlimited funds. It's about actually getting the coach. Cal wanted to come here for a reason. And of course, he's got the money. Money
Yeah,
is always going to bring people here, but Cal also knew he's smart. He knew he wasn't coming to a team that he's going to have to completely restart. He's going
right.
to he's going to which on the
So
football end, it's not the same
y-
yet.
you know Brett Bielema, Bobby Petrino, when we got them, those were big hires at the time. I know they didn't pan out. Don't hold me to that going like, oh, they were trash. I know they were trash. But at
Right.
the time, those were big time hires. Nobody thought that we could do that. Nobody thought we could go get Bobby Petrino from the NFL. Nobody thought that we could go and get Brett Bielema after, like 4 straight Rose Bowl appearances at Wisconsin, 9 and 10 win seasons. I think they were 10-win seasons. I mean, we can do it. The issue is we just keep getting the wrong guys here, and I'm telling you, we can get the right guys here. And eight wins would be that's a bad year for us. I'm telling you, it can happen. I don't know if
It
it will
sounds
happen. I'm just saying
it
it
sounds
can.
like
It's
you don't
doable.
it is it's doable. I agree with you. But
Yeah.
it sounds like before the season even starts, you don't want Pittman on the team, like as a coach?
I don't know. If he
You're
can win more
already
than 8
kind of
games, I'm
winning.
fine with him here. If he can win more than 8 games, because like here's the thing, man, is man, we can do it. We we have the funds to do it. I'm telling you. It's just when are we going to do it?
I don't think we have the
That's the
team
thing.
this year to do it. And
And
that's not.
whose problem and fault is that?
I get it. I get it.
And if he
But
wins
I'm
8
just
games, great. I'm all for it.
right.
I do not want us to lose. I mean, you just saw me. I picked 10 wins. So I want us to win. And if Pittman wins 8 or more wins, I'm all about him coming back. I'm not anti Pittman. I'm not any of that. I'm anti losing.
Right.
I don't want losing, and I don't care if the guy's the coolest, chillest dude ever. I don't want losing. I want winning. And yeah. So
So let's say he goes 7-5 or 6-6. I think 7-5, but he wins the key games, like the games like Texas, the games
mhm,
like LSU, games like Ole Miss.
yeah,
Um, these key games that he should win, but let's say
8 wins.
he wins and
Eight
8
wins.
wins.
Eight
Okay,
wins. Because if you get 8 wins, you're winning a couple of those games.
yeah,
You're winning
and
a
I
couple
think
of those big
yeah.
games. So 8 wins get you a couple of those.
If I
Now,
do the
if he
coin flip
goes,
on my end, if I do the coin flip on my end,
it doesn't
and
look good.
I switched to the Ole Miss game though, like you said, their home game, home field
Hmm.
advantage, that goes to 8-5.
Yeah,
That goes to 8-5. I'm still losing
I'm telling you,
Texas.
8. And I'm not talking about bowl wins. I'm talking about 8 regular season wins.
Yeah,
So,
I mean that's doubling what we did last year.
yep. Hey, we should have never been in this position, and we shouldn't be trying to dig our way out of it. I'm just saying, last year we had a lot of talent on that team. We had a lot of potential, and we got the wrong coordinators here, and that falls on the responsibility of the head coach. And I'm telling you, Arkansas is capable of winning 9 to 10 games a year and hit that 10 range every now and then, or fairly consistently even. Hell, Petrino did it
The
2 or 3 years in a row. I think it was
the
2 years.
heartbreak is real though, right? Like the close games that we could have won were at the
Right.
hypothetical situations,
Right.
like almost beating Bama, like
Yeah.
almost
And that's the
like
thing is Pittman's close games, they're not very good. His record in close
yeah,
games is awful. And that's
is
why a lot
bad
of my
for sure.
wins, they weren't by close margin. And there were a few that were because I was like, I can't see us winning by double digits. They have to be close.
Yeah,
But I think we both kind of said all we needed to say on this. I think this was a
I
great
got you.
start to
Yeah,
the
I
pod.
agree.
Great,
You think
bantering back and forth.
you think they make the playoffs or no?
No.
Bowl game?
Well, I mean, you saw I have them at 10-2.
Oh yeah, that's true. But there was a lot of coin flips in there.
Okay, okay. I think worst case scenario they go 5-7,
Okay.
and 5-7. Hell no, you bring Sam Pittman back. Hell no to that. No, no, no.
I agree.
6-6, I'll still be pretty upset about it. 7-5, I'll be like, well, if we're keeping Petrino, we're keeping some other guys. I'll deal with it. We'll see what happens. I mean, regardless, I'm gonna be a Hog fan. I'm gonna watch it, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have my own takes on it, but I'm aiming for 8. 8, I'll be more comfortable with him coming back, and I'll be more excited for him coming back, and I'll be very proactive in saying, "Let's keep him here, big guy. Let's keep him, everybody.
I
Let's
mean,
keep him."
after Mizzou's win, I got him 7-5
Yeah,
going to I just put down Texas Bowl or
yeah,
Music City Bowl, and I got us winning that too. And I think that I will be hopeful for
yeah,
the season, and I think it'll be a huge improvement. I think Petrino, that will make me think he was a good
yeah.
hire. And next season,
They're keeping
yeah,
Pittman if they go 7-5, whether I like it or not. They're keeping him, and I just hope that if that happens, they win that bowl game to make it look a little bit shinier, you
right.
know. So, but yeah, let's end with that. We're excited for this football season. Okay, so last thing here, let's talk about our MVP picks for this year. For this year, for me, I'm just gonna ride with Taylon Green here. I know that's kind of a cop out answer, but for me, I just don't. The running backs, I was thinking about Jaquindon Jackson. He's kind of got some injury stuff. I don't want to put any, bad superstitious stuff on him about him getting injured. I really hope that he stays healthy. Yes, sir. So I hope he stays healthy, but until that happens, I can't take him as my MVP. I'm going to say Taylon Green. I think uh, I keep hearing about how Bobby changed Casey Dick's, his yards, his passing yards from season with Houston Nutt to year one with Bobby. It was a dramatic increase of, the air yards he had, yards over the air. Um, yeah, I got Taylon Green. I think that he's also got a motor on him. He can run, and he surprises some folks, and he has a nice highlight reel this year.
All right, I like that pick. I mean, Taylor Green, who I had at one, but it's going to depend on our center. It's going to depend on our offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to depend on Petrino. And there's a lot of factors in that. And if they all come together, I think Taylor Green will shine. And
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Green, I mean, he's able to show out, but those factors, the line, he's got to have some time in the pocket. He's got to be able to move. He's got to have the right coach, right plays, and with all that, I think he's got to be the MVP of this season if everything pans out. On the defensive end, got Landon Johnson, and the defense is going to have to show up as well if the offense doesn't get the time to do well. We cannot get our butt whooped by these teams, and
Mm-hmm.
so to keep it close, the defense is going to have to show up. And then I think Landon Johnson does that. And running
Landon
back, I'm
Jackson.
not gonna Landon Jackson. Sorry,
Yeah.
running backs. I'm not gonna say they're in there, and I think they can do well. But I think I'm gonna wait a few games to call out the running backs, like you said, just to see how they do.
Yeah. I'm ready to see Landon Jackson get some more sacks, man.
Yes, sir.
This
Yeah,
guy's been hyped over for a while, and he's had some good games here and there, but and it's not to the potential that we keep hearing about, And I'm not
yeah.
saying the guy can't do it. I want him to do it. I'm saying I want to see it. Landon, go and freaking take him down, man. Go and take
He's
down
gonna
that
have to.
quarterback. Just tackle for loss, tackle for loss. I want to see it, man. So, but we haven't really seen it. We've seen it in a couple games. Now, I'm not going to say that that he hasn't done it because he has, but we want to see more of that. We want to see it consistently, and we want you to dominate, man. We want you to dominate. So
I
yeah,
think he does. I
Taylon
think he
Green.
does. This is what I think he's going to be key in keeping us in these close games, and
Oh, he
I
will
think
be.
I
He
think
will
that
be.
that key will be the reason why we win are able to win some of these close game
Hmm.
predictions that I had.
Hey man, sack LSU at the end of that game and close out the game like that. You know, sack Quinn Ewers, put that game to bed. Strip fumble, strip sack him. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with Taylon Green though, but rooting hardcore for Jackson as my close second. And with that, I think it's time to head on out of here. You ready, Sid? You ready to get on out of here?
I thought
Before
I,
we
th-
leave, before we leave,
I
guys,
thought you
this
were,
was
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
really, really fun podcast, and Sid and I had a blast, going back and forth with one another. Obviously, we're very passionate about these Hogs. We want to see them win, and we have different expectations for this year, but we're going to have a good time. Please like this video, comment, share, and hey, man, if our takes are trash, you let us know in the comments section. Try to keep it respectful, um, have some fun with it, but, these are week one, week zero
We
actually.
haven't seen a single game yet
We haven't seen a single game except Florida State. Sorry, Florida State.
for
So,
Arkansas.
mhm.
Thursday's gonna be the start, and I am very excited for the football season. And I mean, Who's not? Honestly, this is the
Yeah,
best time of the year. This is we're gonna keep coming out with these videos weekly. We're gonna
that's
change
right.
our predictions. We're gonna talk about every single game. We're gonna see how the season goes and if our
Yeah.
season predictions panned out. And if they did, I'll be you'll know that to follow me every single season, or you'll know to follow Ross every single season because one of us will be right. And
Yeah.
let's see how
It's
it
gonna be
goes.
tough going 10-2. Let me say it. We got a lot of coin flip games there, but hey, it should be fun. Hopefully, we get some upsets, and I genuinely do hope Sam keeps his job. I'm not trying to raise the pitchfork at him. I want wins, man.
Not
I
yet,
want
anyways.
wins. I want wins. Hey, man, I'll never be calling for somebody's job. I'll just be out here saying we won't win.
No,
you
let's
know.
get wins. I'm excited for the season. We're
Mm.
going undefeated. Because
12 and 0, baby.
right now we haven't, or right now we're undefeated. So why not keep it up?
Yep.
Um, what we appreciate you guys listening in though, and um, tune in next week.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You want to hear us every week. And we'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.
Heartbreak Hogs Pod out.